Hello, hello, hello. Am I live? I hope I'm live. I should be live. I'm supposed to be live. I've pressed all the appropriate buttonage and I have my fingers crossed. There you go, now, crossed. Let's see, is anybody out there? Hopefully somebody will be out there. Oh, hello. Hi, Mandy. Boop, boop, ba-dum, ba-bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Oh. Well, I don't know what's happening. It's very quiet tonight, but that's not a bad thing. Hi, Lucy. Mm-mm. Oh, I love this stencil. I do love it. This, yeah, it's really nice. This is just, I've done this one. Hi, Di. I've done this one just using distress sprays on it, but I've used the same technique for everything I've done. So I'll go through the technique and then we'll do something nice. Feeling very musical this evening. Hello, lovely. Hi, hi. How are you doing, Julie? Am I allowed to? Of course you're allowed to window shop. Of course you're allowed. I'm doing, hi Vanessa, I'm doing some techniques that Leonie's asked me to do. Well, it's not some, it's a technique that Leonie has asked me to do because she liked the effect of it on a card that I did. So I thought, here we go, let's do it. Right, where are we? We're 3 minutes in, so I'm gonna crack on now. So I'm going to show you this technique that I like to use when I'm doing stencils, and it works with pretty much every medium that you might have. This one is done with distress sprays. So you can see that. I love that. This one and these ones are done with the Vivid Inks, the Art Inspirations Vivid Inks. Oh, am I a little bit too high up? Let me come down. Hi, Helen. How you doing? So they're just done with the Vivid Inks. And this one is done with alcohol inks. And it's a really, really simple technique that I'm going to show you. And because it's very stencil-tastic, or Mandy's just put it in the comments, there's 20% off a selection of the stencils in store. Hi, Karina. Hi, Julie. It's Rachel tonight. Because our Leonie's up at the Hobby Maker Studios. I think she's just finished up there. So I popped in and she asked me to show you this technique. So this is with alcohol inks on Yupo paper. So it's a very bright, colourful one. So I'm going to show you how I did these. Now, there is one massive problem with this technique for a lot of us, because a lot of us are not terribly patient and we want things to happen quickly. I'm just thinking which one I'm going to grab. I haven't, look at that. I thought I was so organised and I forgot to grab my Yupo paper. Let me get that. Where are you? Cheeky little thing. Oh, I can't find my big sheets, but I've got some little sheets, so that's handy. I got myself all organised and only to find that I'm completely unorganised. So first of all, we need to put some protection down on our work surface with this, because with this technique, whatever medium you're going to use, it's going to get quite messy. So that's, you're forewarned, it is going to get quite messy. Let me put that there, get some stencils, get my alcohol inks, and we're away. So let's have a look. I might use that one on here. I think that might be quite nice. Now, the key thing with this technique, hi Mark, hi Jackie. The key thing with this technique is basically that you have to keep everything quite wet. Whatever medium you're using, it needs to be quite wet. And then you have to be really patient, because in an ideal world, you leave it to dry overnight. It won't, you can't heat dry it or force dry it in any way, because it doesn't work the same. So I start off, and I'll do this one with alcohol inks, and then we'll do another one with the vivid inks, and maybe another one with the distress sprays, just so you get the idea of it. So I've put my Yupo paper down on a protected surface, and we'll do this one with some browns. And what else have I got here? Let's have a look. Oops, don't fall off there, please. Right, I've got some inks, and what you need to do is you need to get your surface before you put your stencil on. Hi Glynis, hi David. I can't find you on I'm on my YouTube channel, David. I can't get onto Leonie's YouTube channel. I can only get onto her Facebook page. But you can go to Rachel Harris on YouTube. You can find me if you prefer to watch on YouTube. So this is just isopropyl alcohol, and I've got my door open and I've got my fan on, because you want to stay very well ventilated when you're working with alcohol inks. And I don't know why I did that, because that's not what I want to do first. So we need to layer some colour on the background before we put the stencil on. Let's have a look. So I'm going to go for some quite natural-ish colours on here now, because I've done a vivid one. Oh, Vanessa. Yeah. It can happen. It can happen. Yeah, you've got to be careful, haven't you? Let's see, what other colour am I going to put on here? What's this one? Oh, bit of butterscotch. Go in with the naturals. And I don't want these to set too much. And I'm doing sort of either side of it as well, because I'll use all the edges and things for other projects. I mean, you can do tons with your cut off bits. Right now, that's like, it's still wet. The alcohol ink is still wet, and I'm going to put my stencil on. There we go. I'm just tapping out some of the air bubbles. There we are. Oh, it's blowing up a storm here. It is so windy. It's so windy. Right, so I've got that on there, and the wetness of the alcohol inks is keeping that stencil quite a lot in place. And now I'm going to add some more colour to it. Let's have a look. What have I got? I'm going to take this one. This is just a slightly different colour. And I'm just going over, and you get a twofer with this, like you do with all of your stencils, because when this one's done, you'll be able to spray the stencil with some isopropyl alcohol and get a nice image from that as well. So there we go. This is an alloy, a gilded alloy that I'm adding in, and I'm just going to give it a shake because that was not as gold as I would have liked it to have been. So let's, oh, now that's very gold. Oh, I love that. And we'll have a bit more of the darker brown as well. And then we leave this to dry. And a good telltale sign for you with your alcohol inks and using stencils is if it makes a noise when you try and remove it. That sort of crackly noise that you can get, you know, that it's really super dried on there, because that's what you want, because that's going to give you the best image. So that's it. That's all I can show you really for the alcohol ink one. And then you've just got to be really patient, leave it to one side. I ideally leave it overnight, and then what you'll get when it dries is a really interesting textural piece with definition of the stencil. It's a really lovely way of working. I did it with the Pebbles stencil for my samples for the Indian inspired collection, and lots of people liked it. So that's why Leonie asked me to come and do this. So I'm going to slide this one gently. Oh, I'm not, because it's leaking. It's leaking, Vanessa. Who would have thought? Right, hang on, let me get that. I'll get that out of the way. And I'll slide this onto a bit of rough paper. And then I'll be able to safely pop it somewhere. So there we go. I'll leave that to dry. And what I'll do is I'll pop some... oh, you're all right, Christine. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, they're the colours, man. You've got these colours in the shop, the browns, and they're just so usable. And they're also, if you buy like cheap metal fixings, like plug and sink, chain and things like that, you can use these alcohol inks on them, and it just completely changes the look. So yeah, they're super for that. But yeah, so I'll post some pictures tomorrow of the ones that I do tonight, so that you can see the outcome. But there we go, that's that one. So now what should we do now? Let's do the vivid inks next. Now, I don't know, obviously, of course I don't know. How would I know? I don't know if you saw the video I did where I decanted some of the inks. What this is, I decanted some of these inks, these fabulous vivid inks, into spray bottles, and I've added a little bit of water with a colour, but I might use them in a spray. So I'm going to spray these down, because again, the The trick to getting a really good image on your, this is just water, a really good image on your stencil is to make sure that the surface is wet. And that's why you have to be really patient then to leave it overnight, because it takes that long to dry. Right, here we go. This is the lovely mandala stencil, and I did this technique with the Vivid inks on one of my samples, so I've got that down, and again just giving it a little tap if it looks like there's an air bubble, and then I'm adding more colour on the top of that. And of course, again, when it's dry, yeah, I just put the inks in spray bottles. That's all I did. And they were, I didn't know how they were gonna react. I didn't know if they were gonna gum up or what they were gonna be like. I do every now and again, I do the same with these as I do with any of my sprays that I have, which is I'll give them a little dunk in the water and then wipe the end, and that keeps the nozzle clean. But yeah, I didn't know how successful they were going to be, but I've had these in spray bottles now for ages now. That a bit darker, and why not use all of the colours? Why not? There we go. So I'm gonna, I can't resist. These colours are just so good. Right, leave it, Rachel, leave it. Right, I'm gonna pop this one off to one side now. And again, don't touch it. Don't touch it, leave it to dry overnight, because that's how you're gonna get the really lovely stencil definition. So I'm gonna just, in an ideal world, I wouldn't move it at all, but we've got more things to do. So, right, let's get these back out of the way. So they're fabulous, the Vivid inks, and they go for a really long time, because you can, you know, like I said, I decanted some into sprays. I use some of them neat. You know, if you want a little bit more colour on your pieces, you can use them directly from the bottle. Oh, it does. It does. It really looks like a flood, Glynis, but that's why you have to leave it overnight. Right, here we go. Let's get another one on the go. Get another one on the go, and then we'll make something nice with the ones I did yesterday. So what have we done? We've done alcohol inks, we've done the Vivid inks. You can do this with watercolors as well, by doing a really watery background and then dropping the color in. And you can also do this with spray inks, and you can mix it up. You can do all sorts. I love it. And it's just, oh, this is one of the nice, should I use the nice khaki finch one? Yeah, go on then. We will. Right, what have I got on my desk here? So I'm going to use some Distress Oxide and just plain Distress sprays. So again, get a nice wet background. I'm just dipping the end of my oxide in that water, because oxides can sometimes be a bit naughty, and I don't want to have a naughty oxide. Who does? Who wants a naughty oxide? There we go. So that was Salvaged Patina and Rusty Hinge that I've put on there. Khaki Finch are gorgeous, Mandy. They're really gorgeous, aren't they? And they work with just about everything. So a bit more water again as well, because it needs, if you want good definition, you need to get this nice and wet. It's the only way. And I'm doing it in the middle of this because when I trim the edges, I'll keep all the bits that were on the edges. These are the ones I trimmed that I showed you, and I keep all of these bits because they'll all come in handy for something. Terrible, isn't it, really? We are all such hoarders. Oh, you got the khaki finch in the 20% discount. Blimey, that's really good value because you get a lot of stencils within each pack, and there's a lot, there's a lot you can do with them. They're very nice. Right, so this is going to be an interesting one. There we go. This is scorched timber. So there we go. So that's really wet. So I can leave that now, and we'll look at that tomorrow. This is a thing. This is one of those technique demonstrations, but I can't show you the immediate results. It's odd, isn't it? It's an odd one. But this will work with any stencil that you want to do it with. I'm just popping that one out the way. It will work with any stencil that you want to do it with, and any medium that you can, that you can get a bit watery to sort of suck that stencil in place, because it's that suction action from the stencil that then creates the texture and the interesting looks. Let's get those ones out of the way a minute. So I'm going to use tonight, Matthew, I'm going to use some of the Zinsky art bits and bobses. I feel like I'm missing something here. Am I? I don't know. So I've already got some pieces ready because I like to prepare. So I'm going to do some, and I've also got on the website, there's some really beautiful woodware stamps, and I think they're by Françoise Reed, who's a fantastic designer. She does beautiful stamps, but they go really well with the Zinsky. So I'm just kind of, first of all, going to audition backgrounds, because I can't decide if I want to go nice and dark in the background, because then all the colours will pop. Hi, Jenny. Oh, well, it's lovely to see you, even if it's briefly. Right, so yeah, let's get back to this. Yeah, so I'm sort of auditioning these pieces, and I'm also going to show you how to make a sort of art doll body and legs for this head as well, because, why not? So I quite like the colourful stuff on the dark background. I think it can get lost on the colourful one. I like it. I don't dislike it, but I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with that one. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I think the dark background. But if you think something else, please speak now or forever hold your peace. And then I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the yellow version of this one. This is done with the technique that we've been using with the vivid inks. I'm going to make a dress, and then I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way to draw legs as well, and we'll make a whole thing. Yes, that's what we'll do. So bear in mind, this is an art doll, so we're not going for any. Yes, Glenys, I'm glad you said that. Glad, Lucy. Excellent, Mandy. Yes, I'm glad you all said that, because that's what I thought, but you never know, do you? So I'm going to make a sort of dress shape for her, and then we'll do her some legs as well, because there's a very easy way to do legs. So I'm gonna, is my pencil working now? No, it's not. I need to put some new lead in it. Let me see what else have I got here. Right, I can use a pen because I'm working on the back anyway. So the easiest way to do it is to have a sort of middle point for your dress. And all we're going to do is we're going to just do almost a triangle. That's all we're going to do. We're not doing anything fancy. We're just doing like a triangle. And if you're worried about it being uneven, you can always do one half and then fold it for the other half. But I think she's an art doll, and I don't think she would mind being a little bit uneven. So I'm going to cut this bit out like so. There we go. Oof, that's going to work very nicely, I think. Oh, we're not going to have a lot of room there, but it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to put her in my art journal, and so it'll be all right. So I've got lots of that left, which is fabulous. We might make her a little collar as well, just to... Yes, we might make her a little collar. But let's make her some legs. So I'm going to put a dress down there so that I can gauge how I want to draw the legs. And I really wish I had a pencil, but I don't. So isn't that mad? That is bonkers not having a pencil in here. But anyway, we can cope. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of roughly do a line in the middle. That's where I want my legs. And then I've gone out to the side and I'm coming down. Can you see that? There we go. And I'm going out to this side as well. And I'm coming down. So it's like a triangle. It's like a triangle. So the dress and the legs are like a triangle. And then all I'm going to do on the end is I'm going to do little ovals. And if I had a pencil that I could rub out the lines, I would do full ovals and then rub out the extra bits, but I don't have the luxury of being able to do that. So there we go. And I've given her little shoes. So that is the legs. So I'm going to cut those out and pop a bit of paint on them. I really shouldn't have done it there on the card, should I? I should have done it at the top, but it'll be okay. So I'm afraid you get to see me do a little bit of cutting out. Oh, Rachel, why did you use the big scissors? It seemed like the right thing to do at the time. There we go. There we go. So we've got legs, we've got a dress, we've got a head, we've got bits of hat which I can put on her, and I'm going to make her a little collar as well. Actually, I've got some white card there, so I can just take the measurement that I need off here, and again I'm using my pen there and there. Oh, I missed that. Let's go back. There we go. So I want to go again in find the middle ish, and then I can make a collar. And these are all really sort of naive, simple shapes. There's nothing, let's get some scissors that I can actually cut with. Yes, yeah, absolutely, Una. Yeah, she's got legs and she knows how to use them. Yeah. So there we go. I mean, you could use a little bit of lace, couldn't you? If you've got a little bit of lace, you could use that to make her a little collar. You could use, something within the stamp set as well, because there's plenty of little bits and bobs in there that would do it too. But there we go. Oh, a little bit needs to come off there. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take my pen and go on there, just because I think it will just finish it off. Let's get the dress and we'll pop that. This is the EVA glue that's on the website, and it's absolutely brilliant. I love it. And I love this, I don't know what you'd call it, glue dispenser, glue pen, glue whatever. It's absolutely, it never lets me down. It never lets me down. So I really do love it. There we go. So she's got a collar, and we're not going to worry about, arms or anything like that this time, because we don't need to. I'm going to get rid of some of her neck by just putting that on a bit higher. So there she is there. Now I need to just add some colour to her. Add some colour to her legs and put something on top there. Oh, she's coming together quite nicely. 12 inches of snow in Indiana. Oh my goodness. Wow. The anti-clogging bottles are awesome. They don't. Electric vehicle. It might be, Lillian. I don't know. I don't know what it stands for. I just know I like it. I knew once upon a time, my brain did know what the difference was between EVA and PVA, but I don't retain information for that long, unfortunately, and I can't remember. Right, let me get some paints, and a paintbrush would be handy. And we'll add a bit of colour to her legs. These are just the watercolours I happen to have to hand tonight. Let's get some colour on these. There we go. A little bit of colour. And on that one. Let's get add a little bit darker brown there. Lovely. And let's give her colourful shoes. Oh, my paint is seeping there into the other, but that's okay. I'll just dry my brush and I can just about rescue that. There we go. So we've got some legs, we've got body, we've got a background. Now I do feel it needs a little something to go on there. And I also want, I'm going to use the words from the paper collection, the Art Inspirations paper collection. I'm going to get some words from that. And I don't know if I'm going to use scrap paper or I can't decide. I can't decide if I'm going to use a little bit of vintage scrap. I don't know. Ooh, we like that. Like that already. Don't even have to think about that one. That was a straight away ooh. Oh no. I like this little ripped edge on there as well. But I don't want to put that right behind her because it'll blend too much with her other colours. Oops, I'm dropping things. Don't drop things, Rachel. Let's have a look. A bit of vintage paper as well. I think we'll do it nicely. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I'm going to use that. That's quite an interesting piece of paper, isn't it? It's you know, I've got lots of little bits and bobs that I collect, and I quite like that. Oh, the Christmas lights. Oh, don't, Mandy, don't start me off. I'll be away, and then we'll all be getting blocked and what's-it, won't we? We'll get told off, right? So let's compose this. I love this. Somebody has filled this in at some point, and I just think that's so lovely. Right, I only want a little strip of this. Let's get a little strip. Oh, I love the smell of vintage paper. And I don't want this whole big piece here. I want it smaller. So let's rip this as well. There we go. This is paper from the paper pad. So we've got that there like that, and that there like that. Well, like that. That just kind of Yes, that just kind of does something. Not sure what, but I like it. So we will, whoops, we will stick it in place. There we go. And same one here. You don't need much of this stuff. And it's one of those that it really, it sticks. You know, there's no, you haven't got to mess around with it. It sticks really well, which I like. I like that. That's very nice. Okay. I'm just putting my glue lid back on. And then I'm going to come to the back of here and cut these bits off. Always cut from the back, not the front. There we go. Keep those little bits because you never know. So I've just added a little bit of interest to my page, a little bit of texture, a little bit of something. This looks like, yeah. And you know, I mean, you don't have to end it here. You could go in with some metallic paint and add little extra bits, couldn't you? You could. I'm very tempted to actually control myself. I had that awful. Oh. Sickness and diary. Oh man. Oh. Right, I think that might look nice there. Then we've got, I can stick her legs on now, can't I? They're dry. Let's stick her legs on. Little spot of glue. And this is, you know, really not realistic at all. It's completely whimsical, and she's, you know, she's got a very big head for a little body, hasn't she? Right, I'm going to let her feet probably come off a little bit, because when I stick this into my journal, right, like that. Right, let's get these. I've got these hat pieces. Oh, I haven't put my lid on my glue. I am naughty. Put the lid on your glue, Rachel. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Yeah. Oh, Vanessa, yeah, absolutely. Because, I am always getting songs stuck in my head. And, right, so I've got that little bit of hat there, which I quite like. And I have done this bit as well. So if I, you know, I mean, you could stamp this directly onto the paper, but when you've got quite a hefty background like this one, it's, you know, no. You just want to fussy cut it. So that could work like that. And then yeah, I think that one. Do you think that one or that one? They're nice. Or I could, because of how I've done it, I could do it. Would it work like that? I don't think it will. I mean, I could cut it. There's nothing stopping me from cutting it and doing it that way. I think I do quite like it that way around. Because you've got the pink is a little bit further away from the pink. Oh, I don't even need to cut it if I do it that way, because the bow will cover it. Yes, I quite like, sorry. Definitely better to, definitely better to, oh, let's bring her down. Sorry, apologies. I didn't notice I'd crept up. Sorry, Lucy. Thank you for bringing my attention to it. Yeah, I think that is working for me. I'm going to stick these bits in place. With me electric vehicle, whatever it is, because I don't know what it is. I know there is a difference, but I don't know what the difference is. Does anybody know what the difference is? Is there anybody here who knows what the difference is? Right, let's put that there. Got that in place. And put that one in place. There we go. And then let's stick her down. So I will, like I said, I will post the backgrounds that we created tonight. I'll post them tomorrow because they won't be ready until tomorrow. Oh, I need the legs over the edge, don't I? Forgot. There we go. Pop them over the edge. And then this was going there. And that one's going there. Like that. And oh, actually, that green kind of works quite nicely, picking up the green from this, I think. I think it's sort of, I don't know, do you think? I think that gives it a little bit of harmony to have that green bow there. I mean, so that's the green one. And that's the orange one. And I think that's really nice and that works really well. But I think, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's lovely. And as a piece on her, if she's on her own, that works really beautifully. But with this here, to tie her to that, I think that works. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, that's Karina. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Let's put that on there. And then do I want some splatters on here? I probably do because I put them on everything. It's snowing on everything I do. I cannot help myself. So let's get some splatters on the go. Hi, Julie. Don't you worry. You're absolutely fine. So I really, for splatters, I really like using this. It's Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. I've been using it for years and years and years, and I've probably been using the same jar for years and years and years because it lasts forever. So let's do some little splats on here. I'm just wetting my brush and get some on there. Now, I know we could put a like post-it note or something like that, but I don't want to do that because you know, I don't mind if she gets a little splatter on her face. And that's fine. And I think if I use a Post-it note, I kind of think it's too stark, the contrast, if you see what I mean. Right. Yeah, she's got a little bit on her there, and I don't mind that at all. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Now, shall we use... I feel like I want to add some yellow splatters to this as well. So let me get... I don't know if my watercolour... I think I'm going to need to use a little bit of acrylic, actually. Let's get a little bit of acrylic. Right, I've got, this is a little bit of, what colour is this? This is yellow ochre acrylic paint. Oh, that's loads, I won't need that much. I only need a tiny little bit because I'm just going to make it very watery. And you might think, why on earth do I want to do these splatters? The reason I like doing splatters is because I find that it really kind of unifies all the separate elements. That's what I really like about it. I find it very pleasing, and it just sort of brings everything together. Yes, it does. I like that. I think I'm happy with that. Let me just wipe that up before I put something in it, because that is how I roll. There we go. Let's put her down there so you can see her. And there we go. That is that, really. So we've gone through doing the stencils and getting the effects that I had. And you just need to make sure that the paper or the whatever medium you're using is really wet before you put the stencil on, so that it creates a suction that sort of holds the stencil down, so that when you're adding colour, you're going to get the really nice texture and lines of the stencil then when it's completely dry. And that really is the key to it, is that you have to leave it overnight to dry, really. That's the only way to do it. Oh, thanks, Julie. Thanks, Lucy. Thanks, Mandy. Oh, thanks, Glennis. Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, so you do, if you want that effect, you need to leave your stencils overnight until they're absolutely totally dry, and then you'll get more texture when you lift them off. And that is that. Is it really, isn't it? I wonder what she is thinking behind those eyes. Oh, I know. She's thinking, I wish I had some arms, probably. But I'll save arms for another time. Maybe she's got her arms behind her back. That's what we'll imagine, Peg. She's got her arms behind her back. There we go. So thank you so much for keeping me company. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget that there's some brilliant deals over on the website now for 24 hours. There's the stencils, selected stencils have got 20% off, and that does include the amazing khaki finch ones, which you can layer up or do individually, and they're just awesome. Oh, thanks, Alison. My pleasure, Vanessa. Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for the. Oh, it's my pleasure, Lucy. I enjoy it. It's always nice to come and have a play. So yes, what was I saying? Sorry, I got completely distracted myself then. Yeah, stencils, selected stencils have got 20% off. There's also a bundle on the fabulous Vivid inks that you can put in spray bottles and use. It's a pleasure, Lillian. It was lovely to see you. Lovely to see you, Julie, as well. Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. Oh, it's not a problem at all, Mandy. It's always a pleasure. So thanks ever so much, everybody, and I will see you again. If I can, where's my thing to get out of here? There we go.